Good, look at this. Make sure, okay, got it. Okay.
Pastor McFarland, you be speaking for public comment?
No.
Okay. You doing okay?
I'm doing well.
Good to see you at the meeting.
All right.
Hey, Jarrell. You need one? Hey, Mr. Bates.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Everybody, we need to vote for it.
gentlemen. Thank you all for being here this afternoon. State law dictates that we have a certain amount of council people in attendance to be under good standing. So we're gonna wait just a few more minutes, allow one other council person to arrive, and we'll start officially. We apologize for the inconvenience. Thank you. Welcome to our regularly scheduled town council meeting for March the 3rd, 2025. We would like to start this meeting off with an invocation from the Reverend Michael McLeod. Just to note that I noticed that our mayor is absent, has some grieving and some serious situations with family. We want to lift him up special in prayer.
Amen, amen.
Again, we thank God. I did get a text from Fred at 4 o'clock, and this was the message that he gave me. He said, Sydney is better today. Her eyes are open, and she's moving her hand. The doctor says she is trending up. She is stable, but still in ICU. Thank you for your prayer. So that's a great praise report. Let's go to God for invocation. Again, God, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. We thank you for all that you do. Again, God, you know that my heart was heavy because Fred and Shirlene are friends of Cheryl and myself from way back and kids and all. So, you know, I was troubled.
Yes, Lord.
But I also know that you're a God that can do all things.
Yes, again.
I often tell my congregation, because you're able, that's enough. Don't know if you will, but just because you're able, I know that we have some hope. And so I know Fred and Shirlene is standing on that hope.
Yes.
And I thank you for the praise report that we just received.
Yes.
But again, God, I will continue to stay on my knees and continue to come to you because you're teaching your word. That's what we can do. So I thank you, I thank you, I thank you.
Yes.
And God, I thank you for our opportunity to come to town council and to call your name, because even from the beginning, it said that the government will be upon your shoulders.
Yes, yes.
And so God, they're resting on some mighty big shoulders. And so God, I ask that you continue to touch hearts, because only you can change hearts. And I ask that you touch minds, and you let this council do what you will have it to do.
Yes.
In your word, you teach us that one of the things that you count as work for you is to take care of the least of thee. So hopefully this council will take that in consideration. So I ask a blessing over the ones that are given opportunity to govern. I ask blessings on this town of Wadesboro as we try to stand together and come against all the
Yes,
opposition
yes.
that all the time is knocking us down.
You so much.
So we need to be united so that we can build ourselves up. And God, I just thank you for your presence and what you're able to do. So again, I thank you, I praise you, I glorify you. In your son, Jesus the Christ, I pray. Let's all say amen.
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 Thank you, Reverend McLeod.
God bless you.
Next on the agenda, we need approval, I need a motion for approval of the agenda.
I make a motion that the agenda be approved.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we got the approval of our agenda for today, so we can keep going. Consent agenda, says approval of minutes from the February 1st, 3rd, and 10th meetings for 2025. I'm gonna need a motion for that.
I make a motion that the minutes from the February 1st, 3rd, 2021, 3/10/2025 be approved.
All in favor?
Second.
Next on the agenda, we have public comments. In regards to the public comments, we want you to keep things germane, no personal attacks on individuals, things of that nature. Who we have on the schedule now?
All right, we have Tasha Coleman, from the Caraway Foundation.
Okay. Ms. Coleman.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Tasha Coleman. As Ms. Debbie mentioned, I am representing the Caraway Foundation. I'm here to let you all know about our annual Sons Need Their Fathers Health Fair. It's going to be on Saturday, April the 19th, from 1 to 4 at Lewis Park. And this event is in honor of my brother Jeremy J.C. Coleman. He passed away in 2020 of a massive heart attack. He was only 33 years old. So when he passed away, it was totally unexpected. And that's when Sons Need Their Fathers were birthed. I know we have a lot of men in our community who do not go to the doctor. They swear by not going to the doctor. They swear by all these old-fashioned remedies. They are not going to the doctor. But I encourage you to, anytime you have any slight sign or symptoms, please see a doctor. And I'm not talking about Google doctor. Yes, Jesus is our doctor, but you also need to see a physician as well. So I encourage you all to come out and participate in this health fair. It's for everyone. All you males, please come. Bring your children. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have Goshen Medical there, who's gonna check blood pressure, glucose, EKGs. We're gonna have a memory walk, where we're gonna have children there walking. We're gonna be honoring our loved ones that has passed away from heart disease. So please come out. I'll leave this flyer with Miss Debbie. Please post in your offices. If you need additional copies, let me know. And
What's the time?
1 to 4 on Saturday, April the 19th. Share with your churches, share on social media. Thank you for giving me this opportunity this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, we have Terry Helms from 702 Morgan Road.
Mr. Hams.
I just like to say, I'm here for three purposes today.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Wiley, manager, has spoken with Mr. Leonard, had called me and told me that they had a meeting about the dog control. Mr. Wiley knows all about it. But the fact of it is, we are tired on our street of dealing with these dogs. And it's gonna end up with firearms shooting these dogs before it's over with, because I'm gonna protect my property. And if these dogs put me in harm, they're gonna go away, because I'm gonna blow them away. That's straight. I've already told the police department, and that what to expect, if they hear a big boom one night, they hear a gun going off, it's gonna be me, because I'm not gonna put up with these dogs anymore. They are gonna be quit, or they're gonna be shot. And I told them that. I'm not gonna put up with it. So Leonard told me that the city was back to making either a contract that the dogs be controlled by the county or the city. And he told me that the city was going to continue doing what they're doing about chasing dogs. We need animal control, we need the sheriff's department to take care of this, but Mr. Howe is not willing to take this, okay? He's not willing to take the dog control. So Mr. Wiley, it's up to him to make a contract with Mr. Leonard with the county to take care of these dogs. But I'm not gonna put up with these dogs anymore. I really ain't. I'm through, okay? And
Thank you, Mr. Hammond.
the second thing was the control about the sewer line. In Union County, I got paid $500 a foot, $2 a foot for easement of 500 foot. I am not gonna give my property away, cause if I pay my bills and I pay my water bill, I'm not gonna give my property away. But like I said, I just wanna make that point. Mr. Wiley, I hope that you get the problem straightened out on both of these, the water easement, sewer easement, and the dogs. And I hope you take care of that.
Thank you,
I
Mr.
appreciate
Hammond.
it very
Thank you,
much.
thank you.
And I'm still dealing with cancer. Y'all pray for me that I'll stay here just a little bit longer. Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's all we'll come in. Next on the agenda is the public hearing. Need a motion to go into a public hearing.
Make a motion, we want to put
All in favor? All right. So now we are in a public hearing for a proposed zoning request. Rezone property located at 1124 East Caswell Street from general business R20 to R6 for the purpose of building apartments besides McDonald's. Who do we have representing this group? Will you step forward, please, ma'am?
Hi, I'm Tracy Gooseberry Tate with Halcon Companies, and I'm here representing Central Developers and the rest of the development team. We are seeking to rezone 11 acres behind the McDonald's from R20 to R6 for a conditional 2-year period, so that we can allow up to 72 units of workforce housing. Our development team has built over 2,500 units across the state, and the planning board approved the development, and I'm urging you to approve it also. And I'm here if you have any other questions about the community or if you have second questions.
What is workforce,
Workforce housing, just rental housing for people who are working hard and trying to have a nice place to live.
general public?
Yes. We'll have 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units, so it could be seniors or families or individuals.
What about your, rail prices, you know yet?
Well, we are planning right now between $558 and $1,019 a month, but but we do have a market study that we will be receiving back this week from a third-party market analyst. And so that will really dictate, our targeting and our rents and our, you know how many one-bedrooms, two-bedrooms, and three-bedrooms? We have what we think it'll be, but we will have to go by that market study that the state actually ordered. So as soon as we look at that one, then we'll look out. That, I'm thinking it'll be between 558 and 2019 as it is right now. Usually when we develop it, it'll take like 2 years to build, so that may change a little bit, you know, during that time.
So you don't know whether it'll be low income.
Right now, we're targeting, 60 and 50% the area median income level. We could go up to 80%. So it would be about moderate income.
Will it be Section 8 available housing there as well?
No, we will have no Section 8 subsidies tied to development. Now, if someone has their own Section 8 voucher and they bring it to live there, we will not discriminate against anyone. I mean, they do have to pass our criminal and credit background checks. But if they qualify otherwise and they have their own, we will not discriminate. But we will have none tied to the community.
So upon this board acting, it'll be a 2-year period before you will complete or start building.
Or it will complete.
So you all are ready to start?
Oh, no. So we are applying for financing right now, and usually we'll find out around August, and we would close around spring, and then it takes about 15 months to build. If we do not receive financing this year, that's one reason we have the conditional 2-year period for the zoning. We can try again one more time and see if we can make it work.
Thank you.
Ms. Bailey has a question.
Good evening, I'm Betty Huntley, Director of Waitsboro Housing Authority. I just have a couple questions that I need to ask you. You stated that the units would be workforce.
You're coming.
Come here? Okay, thank you. So with the units being for family workforce, that means that you'll be leasing only to families that has income, is that correct?
Well, it could be individuals, families, or
Right,
seniors that
yeah.
have income
Income,
or delivery,
right.
yes.
And we do know that individual does constitute families as well. Another question I have, now I did hear you, and I just want to get clarity on that you will accept Section 8 voucher
Yes.
families as well, as long as they meet the criteria.
Yes.
With the units that you are planning to construct, what bedroom size will you be constructing?
We're gonna have 1, 2, and 3-bedroom units. Right now, we're proposing, we're proposing 12 one-bedrooms, 36 two-bedrooms, and 24 three-bedrooms. Now, that is subject to change based on the market study from the third-party market analyst, but this is what I think it'll be. And it could also be less units, depending on what they come back with. But it won't be more, it won't be that many or less.
And will you have an income limit? Set
Yes.
aside?
60% of the area median income level is what we're proposing, what we think it'll be, but it could go all the way up to 80%, and I have to somewhere in here. Yeah, so we're gonna have some that are targeted 50% and some targeted 60%. But we, again, that'll be subject to what the market analyst comes back, but I really feel good about it, based on my years of experience in doing this, I feel good about where we are with 60% and 50%.
Yeah, I have dealt with, matter of fact, we are dealing with the complex now, have 50%, 60%. So that, it seems to work out well, particularly with our Section 8 program. So I just want to get an opportunity to get some additional information. I'm not going to retain all the time to discuss this. And I do have my business card available, and feel free to contact me to discuss further.
Yes, we would definitely be getting in touch with you, because we always work out an agreement with the Housing Authority to let you know that we will accept Section 8.
Okay.
Once it's funded, we always work out an agreement with the Housing Authority, let you know that.
Okay, and I know, of course, you're all aware with the limited funding now, so we can only obligate a certain percent and then go from there, but just feel free to contact my office.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for that. We need a motion to come out of, public hearing.
I make a motion to come out of public hearing.
All in favor? So we are out of public hearing at this time. Next, we're gonna discuss old business, updated budget calendar change date for next meeting.
Mayor and members of council, this is just a calendar change, budget calendar, for the next meeting.
Need a motion to vote on these, calendar date changes,
Oh, before you make your motion, it's gonna be the 24th. March 24th.
March 24th.
So you did a motion for that date, March 24th.
Yes, sir.
I can make a motion that, March 24th, 2025 be accepted.
I'll second.
All in favor? So that passes. Next, we got new business. Didn't we do this one? Change that. New business, we're gonna discuss and consider approval to the rezone property located at 24 East Caswell Street. That's what they was just talking to us about, with the presentation. General business to change it from R20 to R6 for the purpose of building apartments, behind McDonald's. Need a motion on the vote. That's what y'all want to do.
I don't know a lot about it. I want housing. Do you think we need to discuss with this father or?
No, it's the second time we
Oh,
discussed
it is?
on it. Thank you.
Well, it's housing, it's affordable housing, so I'm gonna make a motion that we approve.
Need a second.
What is your motion?
That we approve. That was my motion.
All in favor? Passes unanimously, so, we got that change from, R20 to R6 for you. We appreciate you. Thank you. We need to discuss and consider approval for contracted services with the MAPS group to update personal policy pay and classification study. Discuss that with us, Mr. Manager.
Yeah, Mayor and members of council, this is a, contract to change our personnel policy, which was last updated in 1996. So we need to do this to change our policy, get it up to date, and to get in compliance with the state of North Carolina law.
I don't see no reason not to do so.
And there's a, information in your packet about the, MAPS group,
Yes.
we'll be doing the study.
We'll need a motion to, pass this as well.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion that the max contract be approved, that it be updated.
All in favor? So that's gonna pass unanimously, Mr. Manager. Next, we're gonna discuss and consider approval changing town hall hours from 9 to 5.
Yeah. Mayors and members of council, just for purpose of efficiency, we are changing our hours. Gives the time for staff to work from 8 to 9. They start at 8 o'clock in the morning, just come in to get ready for the building for the water and sewer. So this is needed just as a matter of efficiency.
So what would you do, hours would be 8 to
9 to 5.
They come in at 8 now.
That's correct. They start at 8.
Just for clarification, employees will still be coming in.
Oh, correct. The employees will still be at 8. You open the public at 9.
Okay.
And the public can still pay their bill online. But the window will open at 9.
I make a motion that the office hours be changed from 9 to 5, employees come in at 8, and open to the public from 9 to 5.
I second.
All in favor? So that's gonna be approved, Mr. Manager. We need to discuss and consider implementing public records request policy.
Mayor and members of council, there is a, information in your packet about the town implementing a public request policy. Every municipality, city, and town has a policy. We do not have one here in Wadesboro. We want to implement one. It's in your packet. And I have ran it by our town council, was approved.
So we don't need
Might as well go ahead and vote.
need a motion.
I make a motion that this item be approved.
All in favor? Passes. E, we got consider approval for budget amendment, 1, 2, and 3, general fund, policy restricted, police restricted, and capital fund, water and sewer area.
Yeah, Mayor, members of council, we are amending, the budget amendment for all three of those items. The first one is the general fund. The expenditures have been adjusted at the line item object level to meet the needs of the town to continue the 24-25 year, budget. No change in overall total of the budget. More detailed information is in your packet. It can be found on the next page. So you have a detailed explanation of the amendment and why we want to change it. And that's for the general fund. That's for the first one. The second one is for general fund for police restricted. Increase the police department's contracted services to cover service contract on the CAD system. We just purchased a new updated CAD system to be purchased, and it'll be taken out of the restricted asset forfeiture funds to pay for, I think it's like $15,000. Almost $16,000, and it's gonna put new computers in the vehicles and have the capabilities of dispatching in from the vehicle, the up-to-date latest version of the CAD system. We now we're operating on nothing, basically, where they just have to go on their radio and talk to the dispatchers. With this computer system, we can do it via the computer, and also dispatch knows where we're at, has GPS capabilities on there. So it is a more modernized form of the CAD that we need to have here in Wadesboro.
Mr. Manager or Chief, is there any way you could expunge for the general public benefit of how this is gonna positively impact and benefit the town of Wadesboro?
Yeah, so, Chief, if you wanna come up in it, but for overall safety, right? So the CAD is a computer inside the vehicle, and the officers can communicate with dispatch and other officers out in the field in reference to their daily activities. So, and Jake, you can elaborate a little more.
So with the CAD system, when communication dispatches it to the officer, it'll give you the address, the call, where you're going. For some reason, you know where you're going, gives you a map feature that will actually drive you to the call. It gives you a call history, so you can go in there and look at previous calls to that address, whether there was a domestic situation, weapons involved. It kind of gives you a heads up of what you're potentially walking into. It's also a safety feature where GPS is able to tell where the officer is at. You can track the officer's activities. If they're sitting too long in one place, it'll let you know they're sitting too long in one place and they need to move around. But overall, it's all about safety and transparency.
Hey, we discussed it before, though, about.
Yeah, we had discussed it before. We just bring it to council for approval.
So I make a motion we approve.
We gotta wait.
You're gonna go to the last.
But, yeah, there's one more, and then we can,
Thank you.
And the last one is just an amendment to the capital fund for water and sewer, the ARPA funds. And this is the transfers for their project, and that's the number ARP 0090. Water system AIA have been reallocated at the line item level to correct an input error in the initial budget entry within our financial system. The adjustment does not impact the overall budget total. Detailed information is in your packet.
Need a motion to approve that.
I'll I'd like to make a motion that the Kansas be updated and the sewer be updated also.
And general.
And,
And general fund, I'm sorry.
I second.
So all in favor of these motions? All right, so that's gonna pass as well, Mr. Manager. Next on the agenda, we have our town staff report. First, we're gonna have Fire Chief Scott Martin.
Mayor, Council, thank you for the opportunity to speak. Just want to give you guys and ladies, a few updates on where some projects are within the fire department. First and foremost, I would like for this to be voted on. June the 9th through the 13th, we're looking to host our annual summer camp again. And as always, I always get council's approval before we do that. Mayor Pro Tem, if you don't mind, if we could get approval from the council before we move forward with that, that is for our summer camp.
We need a motion to approve, the chief's annual, summer camp event from, June 9th to June the 13th. Went really well, last year, an opportunity to come up here and enjoy a little bit.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
All in favor? So we wanna go, Mr. Chief.
Thank you all.
Yes, sir.
Also want to give you guys some updates. As February has passed, we have installed 18 smoke alarms in 7 residential homes here in Wadesburg. Those alarms come from the American Red Cross. They're one of our community partners. And also on June the 7th, we're going to participate again in Smoke Alarm Saturday, where we canvass a neighborhood, install smoke alarms in their homes. Again, that is a partnership with American Red Cross and North Carolina Office of State Fire Marshal. So June the 7th, if any of you guys are available and want to help participate, we'll meet here at the fire department about 8 o'clock that morning. June the 7th.
Have you already designated the neighborhoods you're gonna wanna go with? then?
We do have a neighborhood picked out. It is on the Graham Street side of Salisbury Street. We'll work from Graham Street, and as far as our alarms that carry us, which should carry us somewhere around, I'm thinking we might make it to Lincoln. There's a pretty good bit of houses in there, that's why I sit here kind of contemplating. It really just depends on how many alarms Red Cross brings. I know what we're getting from the state, and typically the houses, each house can carry anywhere between 4 and 6 alarms. So just as far as we go with the number of alarms that are provided. Also, I want to let you all know that the Wadesboro Fire Department has applied for a Pediatric Care to Share grant in the amount of $7,500, and we should have confirmation on that grant hopefully this month. This grant is going to be used to purchase some water rescue equipment. Y'all know we're in Hurricane Alley. We typically get some hurricanes, and we do have some areas within Wadesboro city limits that do flood. This way we can take care of the patrons in our hometown. And then last but not least, I just want to let you all know that tomorrow we will finish applying for a 50/50 grant from the Office of State Fire Marshal, and what we'll use that money for is to purchase firefighter trial gear. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Chief. Next, we'll have, on the agenda, Public Service Director, Mr. Hugh James.
How y'all?
How you doing?
Will, are you?
Good. Stormwater project, the AIA stormwater project, which was 100% funded. I talked with engineers last week. We went over the areas we want to look at first, and we're gonna be studying all the stormwater piping and culverts in the town, and make a priority list of the ones that's in bad shape. We made several already. The Burn Street pump station, the contractor had cleared the lot, and that project is slowly getting started, but I don't know when they'll start doing pit, the wet well and all that, but they were out there working today. The splash pad, last week crews come in and put rebar into the splash pad site. They anticipate pouring concrete this week, hopefully. The weather will allow. I know Wednesday they're talking about a pretty good storm coming in. Whether that'll happen this week or not, I don't know. All depending on the weather. Hopefully that will be finished in the March sometime in April. We have, some electrical to do out there. I've got to put a 911 phone in, and we got to get fence to it, so that's ongoing. The guardrail on Maple Lane, I've got pricing, and we're in the works of getting, hopefully get started on that real soon. From two different contractors, so I hope that'll start pretty soon. And one final thing, May the 29th will be my last day working for the town way department.
How many years you got in, Mr. Steve?
I'll have close to 50 with all my sick time and all that.
Well earned.
I can draw more than I'm at.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mr. Steve.
Mr. James.
Yes.
I was on that April or May date for the splash pad, is that complete or just that particular?
I hope it'll be complete. I hope.
You feel like weather, I think.
Yeah, weather's gonna affect a lot of stuff.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Next, we have, the finance officer, Ms. Maureen Mason, the finance report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So this month, you received a pretty thick packet, including the budget versus actual reports for active capital projects and those completed projects that have a remaining fund balance. Over the coming months, as we prepare the budget, my objective is to also gain a deeper understanding of the completed projects with the remaining funds. And I will be working with Mr. Ross and will present a recommendation regarding those balances by May. Additionally, I have included the budget versus actuals for December. As you remember, I did not have one last month for December because of glitches with the computer system. But for tonight, I'll be presenting the financial status as of January 31st. So for the general fund, as of the 31st, we were 59.7% through the fiscal year, and we've collected 47%, which is $3.1 million of the budgeted revenue, which is an improvement from last year, where we had only collected $2.8 million. At the same time last year. Expenditures stand at 52.9% of the budget, which is slightly below what we had projected. While revenue has increased and expenditures have decreased since this time last year, our current deficit still remains at $389,000. However, this reflects a significant improvement from last year's shortfall. Good news, tax collections have risen from this time last year by $206,520. So when the county told us that there had been an improvement, they were speaking the truth. Water and sewer, as of January 31st, 59.7% of the budgeted revenue had been collected, aligning with the projections. Expenditures remained below budget, with the water department at 43.4% and the sewer at 41.7%, resulting in an overall budget surplus of 10%. Cash savings and investments. Total cash and investments stand at $8 million, reflecting an increase of approximately $2.3 million compared to the same time last year. Interest earnings have risen with continued growth anticipated as we actively invest idle funds. Upon arrival of Mr. Ross and myself, just a little FYI, more than 50% of our money in the bank and investment accounts, over 50% of it was in a non-interest bearing savings account. So since we arrived, we have strategically reallocated and moved money around, so there is over $1 million more in interest-bearing savings account. And that's it. A detailed breakdown of the investment, I think you will find on page 3. That tells you exactly where the money is and where we stood last year with that same account. Any questions?
I like the sound of that last one.
I'm sorry.
I said, I like the sound of that last statement that you gave us. That's intelligent, smart management right there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Any questions, council members?
Oh, well, that's gonna be in your report. I'll be on your talk. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we're gonna have, intern chief Jason Urshers with his report.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I know there was a complaint earlier about the dog situation. We have actually started citing some of these dog owners. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, one of our own people got bit by a dog, responding to a call. But again, they handled that accordingly, the owner was charged, and that's a daily process that we're trying to do better on.
So just want to interject, just to be clear, the police department is enforcing the dog ordinance, right?
Yes.
So let's make that very clear. We are actively enforcing the ordinance. We absolutely have a problem in Waysboro with some stray dogs, where some folks have been here and had several dogs and just moved away and left the dogs here. So we are addressing that. So I want to make the public aware that we are definitely addressing the issue. Sorry, sir.
For the month of February, we've responded to 1,462 calls for service. That was an increase of 448 from last month. Now, some of that does have to do with what I consider proactive policing, where we stopped 214 vehicles for the month of February. We also increased business checks at 200.
Hold on, somebody need to, that mine?
We increased business checks to 233 for the month of February. Residential checks were 423. Officers took 144 reports. We had 35 arrests and issued 50 citations. So even though there was an increase in traffic stops, that did not result in people getting citations. We do have discretion when stopping a car, so just because you get pulled over by the police doesn't mean you get a ticket. We may tell you to just fix the problem. We also made an arrest in the Dollar General shooting that occurred back on January the 30th. We did arrest one of those individuals over the weekend without incident. We also had a brief pursuit with a stolen vehicle that Anson County Sheriff's Office did assist us upon request. They were able to deploy a tire deflation device that made the car inoperable, and the individual was taken into custody. During that pursuit, the gentleman discarded a handgun out the window and some narcotics that they were recovering. So, I did an audit going through some of the equipment at the police department, and I noticed that the Axon body cameras, we didn't have quite the right number. I did the research, and when the contract was signed, we had 17. When they upgraded from the 3 to the 4, they were sent 14. So I contacted Axon, going through different people, and they finally agreed that they did owe us 3 body cameras. So those actually were received today. So we got those taken care of, and any questions for me?
In regards to those body cameras, will that 17 number, make it to where every officer on the street, doing patrol will have one?
If they're on patrol, yes, sir.
Beautiful. I like it. That's great. That's great.
And then we have to use them when they're out stopping somebody.
Yes. So the policy is whenever you're interacting with someone in the public, you cut it off. That does a couple of things. One, it gives transparency to the situation. It protects the officer and it protects the citizen. Citizen wants to file a complaint. Who's the non-biased party in the whole situation? The video. So it's very important that they activate it. And if they don't, they will be held accountable.
You said 17, do you have any, if we have a malfunction or something happen, get broke, do you have a backup system?
The only thing you can do in that case is you can actually go into the management system and temporarily reassign that camera to someone.
Okay.
So you send the other one off, but in the meantime, basically someone's gonna be sharing a camera, so you gotta go day to day, switching out who has it.
Is that something you might need to look at, like have a couple extra?
In the future, this contract, my understanding, I think it has 2 years left. After that 2-year period, I think I'm gonna be looking at a grant, because these cameras were purchased without a grant, which is extremely expensive. And you can find grants out there that cover 50% of the cost. So with that, you would increase the number of cameras you have, one for if one goes down. But personally, if I go out there, I'd like to have one too.
Pursue that aggressively.
So, and I do want to mention one other thing. When I came to Wadesboro, I didn't know anything about the community, so riding around and seeing different things, one thing that stuck in me that bothered me from day one, the upper housing and lower housing. Notice I changed the name. Everyone here, for some reason, refers to it as the projects. Projects is an old term. You don't have to be afraid to change things, and that's one thing I'm not afraid to do, is make change. Just like the individuals that were here speaking earlier about the apartments, they called it housing. Well, whether it's upper or lower, that's housing. We all live in a community that everybody should be treated equally, and we all live in homes, so call it what it is. So that change was made, the officers know it, and we've relayed that to communications as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Jason, can you tell the community about our staffing level? Where are we at in reference to staffing?
So right now, we have 2 in the pipeline. Once they're hired, we will be fully staffed. We will have 19 police officers.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great job. Good, good. Any other questions, Council? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, we have a report from our town manager, Mr. Wally Roberts.
Mayor and members of council, I got a couple of things. The first thing is the audit has been submitted to the state and accepted, and we will have the auditing firms come present the findings at the end of the month. We will call a special meeting to have the audit findings read and explained to the council on the 24th. So, and you have your packets. You can go over that and look over the packets and be ready for your questions at the end of the month. She's passing the packets out now. We will have a spring cleanup day, April 12th, from 8 to noon. We will be posting a flyer on the town website for further information, so citizens can sign up and help us go around and help clean up trash in the community. It's a national spring cleanup day, so I'll be out there myself and helping pick up trash in the community. April 12th, it's on a Saturday, from 8 to noon. And received a complaint of a nuisance complaint in reference to 424 Lakeview Drive. I contacted the town attorney. We are in the process of constructing a letter to send to that individual. The property is just in horrible condition, right? And so we're going to make that homeowner aware of what's expected of them, to be a good neighbor. It's the whole gamut: refrigerators, motors, cars, just old furniture, So that person will be, certainly held accountable, and we want the neighbors to also report to us when you see these type of things. We have to go out, and actively enforce code enforcement, and that's what we're gonna be doing. And then lastly, you guys got an email, the council got an email reference to sign up for the committees, which are public safety, finance, economic development, code enforcement, and business district. These committees will help us navigate kind of like some of the initiatives that we want to take on as it relates to these different aspects of government, right? So please sign up so you can get involved, and then we'll get the public involved as well to work on these committees with us, so we can address these problems in the community. And then lastly, we are in the talks with Anson County in reference to 911 communications. Our contract with them ends on June 30th of this year. And they are asking for 2 additional dispatchers. The Waynesboro Police Department kind of takes up a lot of calls for service as it relates to them dispatching. And so we're trying to come to a happy medium on what's fair, and you know, paying for 2 dispatchers. They're saying the cost is $140,000, right? So we are in the contract negotiation with them. We have several meetings with them. Mayor Pro Tem Snuggs has been involved in the meetings. We're just trying to come to a happy medium. These services are not free, right? I know a lot of taxpayers saying, well, I'll pay taxes. We get that. However, it is a strain on a 911 communications center when you take up all the, majority of the calls. And we recognize that, but we also want to be fair in that, in terms of what's reasonable for us to pay. All right? I wasn't here when this was entered into. I walked into this, and it's ending, and now we got to deal with it. So I would welcome any council member to, if you can come to a meeting or get involved. A couple of their county commissioners have been involved in the meetings. So it's something that we have to address. We gave up our 911 communications. Scott, when did we give up dispatching?
Back in 2022, I believe.
2022. So when that happened, the county took over. And this is not just something that happens in Anson County. It happens all over the country, right? Usually the county does control the 911 dispatch. So same thing here. Any questions about that?
I have a question in regards to,
I'm sorry.
That was it.
I was saying, I don't have any questions in regards to, because, as you said, I've been participating in the meetings, but I have made an overture to our 3 Waynesboro County Commissioners about the situation, and just in hopes that they'll try to, again, assist us, try to find a happy medium in regards to, as far as the finances are concerned.
I was just gonna ask, when do the meetings take place?
It's usually during the day. The last one was like, I think like in the afternoon, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Right now, we're, I'll let you know, Ms. Joanne, when the next meeting is. Town Attorney, Mr. Bates will be involved as well. So we will let you know when we meet again. Right now, it's just a matter of what do we want to come to the table with in terms of what we're willing to offer for these services. We have to have it. That's just what it is. So we will work it out. We will. That's all I have.
And also for the others, when you want us to sign up for the different,
Committees?
committees, I can't get on there. I can see them, but I can't get on there. The mark,
On the, you can, on the spreadsheet I got? Okay, I'll fix that. Any other questions for me?
Okay, if none, next we will have mayor and council comments. We'll start with Ms. Casons.
Oh, I don't really have any comments. Great job on bringing that money up, getting us out the red a little bit.
Oh.
Taking care of police work. I've seen officer firsthand on the weekend, stopped to help the car that was locked out at Full Line. I watched him for about 20, 25 minutes. They were very patient and calm, I appreciate that. I didn't get to get their names, cause I didn't want them to know who I was, but I always said when the community is working, and that's what we need public safety. Appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Scott, for your fire, keeping our fires down, cause you see what's going on in Myrtle Beach, we don't want them here. Thank you for everything.
Ms. Joanne Hill?
Well, I'm just thrilled. I mean, everything seems to be going okay, and, you know, everything seems to be lining up. And, I like the reports that we got tonight. I wrote in my paper, good. Because, I mean, you know, we're here to do a job and seem like we're doing okay. We're moving in the right direction. And I think we can even do more. We just got to keep each other back and keep each other lifted up and, do what's required for us to do for the people, not for us, for the people. And I think right now, Ms. Wiley, I congratulate you doing an awesome job. So I say keep it up and know you're doing what is required for you to do. You always have my support.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank everyone for the job that you do. Mr. James, I know you're looking forward to that May Day. And it'll be a blessing to you. Thank you for the service you've done with our police department, fire department, everything that you all are doing. You have our support and thank you kind of for everything that you do.
Oh, I got one more thing to say. Mr. Hugh, look, my hat's off to you. Thank you, sir.
Me too, Mr. Lee.
Thank you.
We want to thank the attorney too, cause you have to put up with us.
Thank you. Y'all aren't so bad.
Just don't take it to the house.
I have a little comment, in regards to, the summertime coming and, just be blunt about it, we have a crime gun issue here in Wadesboro, Anson County as a whole. So I think that it is incumbent upon us, to be proactive versus reactive, when it comes to these type things. So I have been brainstorming on, a few things and I wanted to bring to, not only the council's attention, but the public's attention as well, so it's something that we could possibly, have some discussion on and try to find some solutions for our community. First, the juvenile curfew enforcement, I would like to see that, ramped up as we move forward towards the summer. Another thing that I think will probably be advantageous for this community is a get together and try to set up a gun buyback program. Program to whereas guns, working guns folks don't suppose to have, set up a place, time where they can turn these guns in and hopefully get a few or more of them off the streets. And also it'd be nice to have a public safety committee developed amongst with the town manager and council people as well as residents to try to make sure and oversee, make sure that things are going properly in regards to interaction between police and residents. Just a few things that I had thought about that I think will be advantageous and proactive in regards to that situation. Only comment that I had. With that, I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn, March 3rd, 2025.
All in favor? All right. Thank y'all.